Welcome to Dream Chaser TV. I'm your host, Mira. On today's show, we have an interview with a local blogger who goes by the name of Coffey. Her blog is coffeyrhetoric.com. Please welcome Coffey to our show, everybody. How you doing today, Coffey?
I'm good. How are you?
You notice the studio audience out there? Yeah. All right, so what I like to do is just jump right into our interview, ask you some questions. First of all, tell us about Coffey Rhetoric. What is that, and what do you talk about?
Oh, wow. Well, Coffey Rhetoric, first of all, I started the blog in 2004. Okay. I consider myself a writer, unpublished writer. Mm-hmm. I was going through a series of these blocks. I couldn't crank anything out. Mm-hmm. It was a long block. And so I decided to start an online journal, mm-hmm. As a way to write through the blocks. And it was a way for me to spill open about myself, mm-hmm. Semi-anonymously. And my topics, they run the gamut. Dating, mm-hmm. Pop culture, whatever pops into my head, that's what I write about. But mostly it was about me writing about myself.
Okay. Well, what's the most recent blog that comes to mind that you wrote about?
Most recently, let's see. Oh wow, I don't even know.
You know?
No, most recently, I think, just an update, I think the most recent entry I did was about a week ago. It was entitled These and Those. Mm-hmm. That's my tag for when I've taken like an extended kind of blogging break. It's my way of updating people. So I have a tag called These and Those, mm-hmm. and just outlining some of the things I've been working on. And I think I also told an anecdote about how I almost lost my wallet during the start of that blizzard. Okay, but fortunately I found it.
So with the blogging, is the blog leading up to something more in your mind, or like where is it gonna take you?
Well, hopefully, I know in my head I have all these ideas, these grandiose ideas, right. But just recently I started referring to Coffey Rhetoric as Coffey Rhetoric Media, mm-hmm. Coffey Rhetoric Inc., Coffey Rhetoric Media, and just in hopes of me building a successful like social media business, hoping to self-publish through it. Mm-hmm. To continue doing Coffey Rhetoric, other projects, maybe other side blogs. Mm-hmm. That's my hope. Okay. Be the next Perez.
That's your dream, right? That's your dream, right? Not just a hope, it's a dream that we're going to chase and we're going to catch, and yes. Then you're going to go get some new dreams.
Yeah, I'm always grasping. Yeah, it's my dream.
So, yeah. You mentioned grandiose. Other than Coffey Rhetoric, mm-hmm. What else? What are some other dreams that you're chasing as well?
Hopefully at some point in time I would love to have a novel, okay. or a novella of some sort out. I do have a short novella I've been cranking out, and every now and again I dust it off and tinker away at it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I can get that published.
Where did you come up with the name Coffey?
Oh wow. Well, it's my take on the whole the blaxploitation. Yeah. I remember I did a project in college on coffee, mm-hmm. with Pam Grier. Oh, yes. And so it's my take on that, mm-hmm. my love of coffee. Mm-hmm. 007, my take on 0072 comes, it's kind of like my take of 007. Okay. I'm fighter of foolery. So that's how I came up with 0072. So.
Right. So you've been doing the blog since 2004, so that's like 7 years. Yeah. So you've probably built a pretty good following.
Yeah, I have a really cool core group of readers, all 10 of them. No, I'm just joking. I have a good core group of readers who they've sort of been with me from the beginning, mm-hmm. and they keep up with me. It's almost like we developed some sort of really great rapport. Some of them are my Facebook friends, but they've been with me from the start. They email me to see what's going on if there's like a lag. So
right,
and I appreciate it.
And they're looking forward to seeing what you have to say.
Yeah. Which always surprises and humbles me. So
right. So what would you say to like another dream chaser out there that they're thinking about starting a blog and like they're not sure what steps they should take? What would you suggest to them?
Just do it. Do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because, you want to be... I mean, there's nothing wrong with having some measure of fame, but do it for genuine reasons. Don't do it because you think you're going to be the next Perez Hilton, or find your niche and write about it, be good at it, and pick topics that are going to pique people's interest and make them want to read it. Don't just, if you're going to do it halfway, then don't even bother. Okay. So that's how I feel.
How much time do you dedicate to your blog?
Lately, because I was on a little short hiatus for a couple months, I try to crank out lately at least 1 or 2 a week, or 1 every 2 weeks.
Okay. And like, are there other people, like, so I know writing is kind of like an individual thing, but I know you mentioned that there are people that follow your blog and are looking for what's coming up next, but are there other people that have, supported you, inspired you, encouraged you, or anybody that's kind of like your dream support team that you wanted to shout out or speak of?
Yeah, I just have a really awesome group of close friends. My best friend since college, Kat, she doesn't live in state, so but just my friend, Kat, my friend Nicole Heath. Like whenever I kind of get discouraged or flustered, she's always like, just calm down, don't do this, don't play with your earrings, just do it, don't give it up. So I have a really great network of friends.
Well, the thing is that I always find it interesting, like, you can never see anybody, right? Never talk to them or anything. Then you realize how small the world is. I happen to know Nicole, and she absolutely loves you. So ever since I started talking about doing Dream Chaser TV, she's been saying, well, you should check out my friend Coffey. And so she really promoted and believes in what you're doing. And I believe that as a dream chaser sometimes, it's so important to have those people that when you are faltering sometime and not feeling as good, they believe in you and they promote you even when you don't know they're promoting you. So it's not like you were in their ear like, hey, send them an email.
Yeah,
she's still doing it. So that's
awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nicole. Yeah. And one thing I like to interject is if you're gonna do something like blog or write or do anything creative, because I find that there's this whole movement of people who do things just so they can address, I guess, haters. Like, I don't subscribe to that way of thinking. It's like when people say let your haters be your motivators, it's like, well, why do I have to have a bunch of people hating me in order to prompt me to do well? Just do well and just ignore everything else. You don't need to have like a bunch of people booing you and hissing at you. Do it because you enjoy doing it.
Actually, a few weeks ago, I every now and then I do my dream energizers, and one of them, the one I spoke of was about love, and I was basically saying that it's always been love. So a lot of times we get confused. I think is when you're chasing your dream or you're living your life, I think we get confused as to what really promotes somebody becoming successful or getting the best out of you. And so I had a realization that it's love. At the end of the day, hate will only get you so far. Even if that was what motivated someone, hate will only get you, a certain point. But love, man, love can get you, it's like you can conquer mountains with love. So
no, you can't, especially when you have, in my family, when you have people supporting you. It's easy when you start talking about, haters and blah, 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 blah. It's easy to get distracted by that hype. Just ignore it and focus on what you're going to do if you're going to do it. So
I agree 100%. So if I were to ask you what the statement, never stop dreaming, what that meant, if I said that to you, what would you come up with?
Whenever I think of never stop dreaming, I have like this motto I kind of stole from the name of an album, but I always say I'm fumbling towards ecstasy. And when I say I'm fumbling towards ecstasy, it's a constant hustle for me to try to grasp that.
One of the things I loved about this talk is that you've used the word hustle a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of times people think that a blogger or a singer or whatever their dream is, to get there, they think it's kind of like easy. Like it's all about being in the right place at the right time.
No.
They don't realize that it's about being in the right place at the right time, having the talent, having put in the work so that people are ready to accept what it is you're willing to give out. So I believe I'm a hustler. Like as much as you're talking about hustling, I feel like that's something that a lot of times people just forget about, that it's not like you're going to get there just by talking about it or even writing about it.
Exactly.
You have to hustle. So.
Or talking about haters. Right. So no, you have to work. You have to have a good attitude, even if you're having a bad day. Nobody likes to network with a jerk. It's about knowing how to talk, how to interact with people, and I always call myself an introverted extrovert. I'm not a schmoozer, but I've had to learn how to do it just enough to make it work for me. So
I call it, I always have some lip balm in my back pocket. Because you don't want to be a schmoozer. I love that word, by the way. But if you're gonna make it, you're gonna have to pucker up a little bit.
You do. I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that.
You can use that one. So it's not like it's a realization that nobody just makes it. It's not easy making it.
No, it's not.
I was watching I hate to say this in a way. I was watching Justin Bieber this morning on Today's Show. And but the little guy, he's talented. It's not like he's just a cute little face and he can sing a little bit. Talented. So
and wasn't he on like YouTube a lot? He utilized
the internet, right?
The internet and made it into something that worked for him.
So okay, I want to give you a hypothetical. Mm-hmm. It's a year from now.
Oh God.
Right? And your blog is going wonderfully. CoffeyRhetoric.com. CoffeyRhetoric.com is going well. Your novella is out because you decided to put it out. And you're working. No, you're done with your novel as well a year from now. What does that feel like?
That feels like, I don't know, you liken it to, I hate to use this metaphor, I don't want to come off like a drunk. You liken it to just kind of pouring a really nice glass of robust red wine. I love red wine. And then, taking that first sip and going like, whoa. And then just kind of that initial whoa, and then after all, just relaxing, like wow, like you're on cloud nine. That's what I liken it to.
No, but what about some of the other blogs that you're doing? Because you're helping out with Heartbeat Ensemble.
Definitely.
See, I almost forgot.
I also had through my blog, I had this awesome opportunity. I was offered this awesome opportunity to work with this really great Hartford-based theater group called Heartbeat Ensemble. They were looking for people to help them document the process of their upcoming play, Flipside, which is kind of like, it's a riveting piece of work. Right. And it kind of tells specific stories about people living in Hartford, which is one thing I like about them. They're telling Hartford stories. And I had this opportunity to help them document the process. So I've been blogging for Heartbeat Ensemble, heartbeatensemble.org, on their blog, and you can find it right there on the front page, or if you click blog. And I've been helping their videographer help kind of narrate some of his videos to Helder Mira. So
you gotta shout out the people that other things you're doing, because what I think is wonderful is that, so for 7 years you did Coffey Rhetoric, and it's you had to be consistent with that, because without being consistent with that, these other opportunities don't just come.
Exactly.
Somebody had to be able to say, hey, you should call Coffey, and maybe she can blog about Heartbeat Ensemble's new play Flipside, and so I just feel like new opportunities come because of the hustle that you've been having.
And it was it didn't come overnight. It took 7 years for this opportunity to happen. And so I'm grateful and extremely excited about it, to be a part of their process. So.
Okay. Well, that's our interview for the day. So remember, dream chasers, never stop dreaming.